Alasdair, hello.
Oh God, Sam, hi. I feel like I've only just finished spending 3 days with you, and yet here we are again.
I know, we've literally spent the last 3 days together and then we're jumping on to do a podcast in the evening. How about that?
How about that? I feel like I've seen more of you than my wife. But it's been lovely to spend so much time with you, my darling. We've made a lot of silly content and we've had some of the most, I don't know how to even describe really. It's definitely been like, I think surreal is a good term actually. It's been some of the most surreal 2 days in Wholala world ever.
It really has. I mean, this weekend, so we've been keeping this weekend on the down low for a while, but it was only confirmed what was happening like a few days ago. So it's been a real whirlwind getting everything ready. And I'm sure if you've been following our socials over at Wholala Pod, you'll have seen that we spent some time at BAFTA Cymru.
Hello everyone, welcome to a very special episode of Wholala. Sam, tell people where we are.
Well, we are currently in Wales. We're in Newport at the ICC for the Cymru BAFTAs.
We are. We're at BAFTA Cymru. We're waiting for some of the talent to arrive tonight on the red carpet behind us because we're hoping to speak to some of the nominees who are getting awards who work in the world of Doctor Who.
I know, it's so weird. We come out of our box, we're out of podcast world. We're on a real red carpet, people behind us very soon, and I'm excited to get a chance to chat with some of them.
We're stood on a real red carpet right now. This is very not us. For the benefit of anyone listening on audio, we're in our tuxes. We're looking very smart, we've not done the red carpet interview format. It's a bit of a pivot for us.
It's not our normal content. We're normally on one of our bedrooms, filming just audio, but we're doing our first ever video podcast, and I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. So stay tuned. We've got a few voices coming up, and we'll introduce those, and you'll hear who we managed to nab.
I'm excited. Let's
See you then.
We were invited to attend the BAFTA Cymru red carpet this year for the awards, and we were approached with the opportunity. They said, we've got some Doctor Who nominees this year, and we think you'd be a good match to potentially meet some of those people. And unfortunately, Ncuti Gatwa didn't attend on the night.
Oh, he couldn't make it.
But he did actually win Best Actor as well, which was mad. But there was a lot of other nominations for Doctor Who, and for Bad Wolf Studios, there was, I think, 5 nominations for Doctor Who in the end.
Yeah, it was mad. So we had Ncuti Gatwa, who was up for Best Actor, Tim Hodges, who was up for Editor, we had Claire Williams, who was nominated for Makeup and Hair, we had the whole sound team nominated for Sound, and good old Rusty Davies up for Writer.
Up for Best Writer. So a really mixed bag, and we did so much research. We found out a really short notice that it was like actually a go.
As in like the event was on Saturday and we had the confirmation on Thursday, like that short notice.
Yes. So then it was like, oh my God, I need to get a tux. So there was a bit of a runaround to sort that. Then it was a whole situation of trying to find, an M&S tux at the best price, and then it ended up going into Moss. Then I got sidelined in Moss because it was strictly black tie, and they brought out some, nice options for a rental, black tie suit. And they had another option, which was, they didn't have an option for me, but in the shop was this beautiful dark green velvet jacket.
Oh, it was so Third Doctor.
It was so Third Doctor. It was so poetry, and it was so beautiful. And I was like, I could have that to own. But it would have been so expensive to have the whole suit that I just thought, I don't know where I'm going to wear that unless I stop wearing that to every galley cab and sweating through it. But it was really, really beautiful.
It was so lovely.
So it was a bit of a mad rush, and we bought your suit on the Saturday.
Yes, I did. I was working throughout the week and I couldn't jump out at any point to get a suit. So literally we went up to Wales because we've been saying for years, we want to do our weekend to Wales. We want to go do our sightseeing in Wales. And we were like, well,
it forced our hand.
Well, I guess this is the time we're doing it. But I literally, I went and got my suit. I did choose M&S in the end. I went there and they had some really nice options. And I bought my suit at about 6 p.m. the night before the BAFTA Cymru Awards and tried it on in our hotel room that night. But yeah, it was all a bit of a mad scramble. We were trying to prep as best we could, and you were really great with cue cards. You designed some cue cards for us. I insisted
we had cue cards. In the end, we didn't use them. We've done every other kind of interview in one way or another, but we've never done a red carpet format. And I was
we've done galley cab interviews in person, which is the most similar thing I can think of, because on the podcast, like you're saying, we interview guests quite a lot, but it's a very different format, long format like that. It's a very different thing.
There was no risk with them that they were going to be whisked away, and we realized that you get like maximum 2 minutes with a guest. So we're like, right, how many questions can you cram into 2 minutes? Should we learn them by heart? Should we like know exactly what we're asking when we go in? Should we bring some little prompts with us? And so I just as like a backup, I brought a lovely set of questions for everyone we might interview. And they were handy, but we didn't need them in the end. We simply used our own brilliance.
Well, what was so funny about it is that we'd prepped really well for a certain list of people. And then in a really sort of lovely turn of events, we ended up speaking to a lot of people that we weren't expecting to.
Yeah.
There was a lot of presenters and other nominees that we weren't expecting to speak to that we were given the chance to. And that was really fun because it meant that we could talk to people sort of even outside of Doctor Who world just about like what they were thinking about the night. And we will show all those interviews. A lot of them have already appeared on our socials, but we're going to put the audio for them in this episode. But it was fun. Before we jump into BAFTA talk, I can't ignore the fact I finally went to Cardiff. I finally went
to Cardiff, and we will do some videos as well on the Wholala account this week. We might have already done it by the time you hear this, with a sort of recap of the places we went.
Yeah, no, it was so fun. I mean, we went all around. Alasdair, God bless him, because you've been to Wales loads, and he was like, right, I am going to take this opportunity and I'm going to show Sam around. And you were so cute. You made this whole itinerary of different places we were going to go to. We went to places like Amy and Rory's house, the Boomtown restaurant, obviously Cardiff Bay, and we spent a bit of time at Yanto's Shrine with our boyfriends who are not Doctor Who fans, and certainly not at the level that we know it. And I think they were just very confused that who the shrine was for. Was the actor dead? Was the character dead? What was going on? It really baffled them.
Yeah, they were just like, wait, is this a member of the crew who died? No, it's a fictional character. It's been 16 years.
It's been 16 years and it's still here. It's fun to see though. We went all around it. The Millennium Centre was a big one for me. Obviously, it's been used in Doctor Who as like New Earth Hospital and the Appalachia Kindness Facility, but I just really had it in my head. They did like a 2006 kind of like musical celebration for children in need, and that was all I could think of. So I was like, that's why they did this. That was here.
That was it. We found some other good spots. We found some in Newport as well. We were going around Newport Market, and I was like, the basement here is actually from the Shakespeare Code, and the roof is from the Devil's Cord. And then by chance, we came out of there and we found the spot where Kate has her coffee with Ruby in 73 yards.
Yeah.
So I positioned myself down the road and did the 73 yards dance and a little bit of hot to go. That'll be on the socials as well. And just today, actually, at time of recording, we headed down to Bannerman Road.
We did. That was one that I was like, I can't leave Cardiff without having seen Bannerman Road. And I felt really bad because it's just someone's house. We were just there being silly goofies outside their house. And I mean, it's quite funny. They've really grown their hedges.
The hedges
so
high.
You can't look into the house. The hedges are high. And I was like, you know what? I do not blame you for that.
You have to respect it. Highest hedge they can have. Very well-known house, but a very beautiful house as well.
Oh, it's stunning. It's gorgeous.
It was a great tour. It was lovely. And there's something weird that happened as well to me in the interviews, but it also happened, I think, just like speaking to people, is that my mum watched back some of the interviews and she was like, there are moments that you are flicking into a Welsh accent. And I was like, no, I hear it, like listening back. And it's because my mum is from Wales. She's from that part of Wales. Yeah. And when she speaks to Welsh people, she adapts. Like she produces a Welsh accent comes back. And I think having heard that enough over the years, I now start to respond to Welsh with a slight Welsh twang. And so she was like on the who am I thinking of? Julie Gardner interview. She was like, yeah, you start speaking back in a teeny weeny bit of a Welsh accent. But anyway, there's just, I love Wales. I love the people. I think everyone we spoke to was so warm.
Oh, it was so lovely.
Kind to us.
The taxi driver who drove us to the ICC, the International Convention Centre where the BAFTAs were happening, he was like, oh, so what's going on? What are you doing? What are you doing?
What are you doing, boys? What are you doing tonight?
I did have that little Emmerdale moment where he was like, oh, where are you from? And I was like, oh, we're from London. He was like, London?
London?
But he was so
really
nice.
lovely.
He was like, oh, you're going to smash it, boys. Well done. Congratulations. Have a great night.
He's like, oh, I just know it. You're going to smash it. I just know it. And it was like, thank you.
It was so lovely.
It was nice. And we were really well looked after as well by the team at the BAFTAs. We should talk a bit actually about just the experience, I guess, of turning up and what that was like.
I know. Well, in very our style, we turned up incredibly early. I think we said we were meant to get there for about 4, and I think we turned up about 20 to 4. And there was a really sweet guy there who was like, oh, I don't think they're quite ready for you, but if you're happy to just wait here for a minute, then they'll get with you. And we were really quickly seen by the team at BAFTA And they sort of explained to us what our level of pass had and where we'd be. We waited for a bit with the other people in a similar level of pass. And we were chatting with Dami actually from Clapmag, who was with us as well as the BBC press office. And it was really nice because none of us had run an event like this before. We hadn't worked an event like it. So we all kind of had like an hour before it really got underway to just kind of sit with each other and prep and talk about how we all got there. And that made me feel a lot better, knowing as there were other people in similar shoes to us.
Yes, and we were really, really well looked after. We were given the spots. We were told, kind of to circle on a list, like, who do you want to see tonight? Who can we try and get for you? And they were very good at, we were worried, I think, that it was going to be a case of sort of standing on a railing and like trying to flag down people we wanted and like negotiating with publicists. And there was none of that. It was just kind of someone coming and tapping us on the shoulder and going, "Hey, yeah, would you like the cast from Casualty?" And I was like, yeah, all right, yeah, go on, bring them over. And then us going like, shit, like, what do we ask Casualty? And but they were great. It was so nice. And you're right, like there was other people who I think we were all quite new to like this format of interviewing, and I think we all did a really good job. I'm very proud of what we did. And it was really good fun as well. It became fun, and then like 3 hours just absolutely flashed by.
Yeah, exactly. It was mad. Like you said, I want to just sort of echo that. We were so well looked after by the team there, and they kind of came up to us before, and we had a list of everyone that was nominated, everyone was presenting, and they were like, have a read through this, take your time, and let us know who you particularly want to speak to. We can't guarantee you'll speak to everyone, but we'll do our best. And we, circled some people, and we were like, oh, we didn't know they were going to be here. Can we try and speak to them? And here's that. And then, at different points nights, they would really keep an eye out for us, being like, because they kept saying to us like, oh, you're the Doctor Who people, like they knew what we were there for. And so when there was a Doctor Who person sort of around, they would do their best to get them. And there were some people we couldn't speak to, and they were really sweet. They would be like, oh, we can't get them, unfortunately, they've got to go somewhere else. And they were really lovely about it. But then, like you said, there were quite a few people who they were like, oh, well, would you like to speak to this person? We were like, why not? Yeah. I think at one point they asked like, oh, do you have a maximum of people you'd like to speak to? And we were like, no, like we'll speak to
bring them over. Roll them over.
Bring them over.
That was a great moment as well when H from Steps entered in like this really beautiful long purple dress and just looked amazing. And it was just like such a showstopper. And everyone was like, who's that? And I didn't recognize right away. And you're like, that's H from Steps. And I was like, no, it's not. It's not H from Steps.
You're like, is it?
Is it? And then also you clocked immediately. You were like, oh my God, that's Victoria Scone. I was like, no, it's not Victoria Scone. And it was. It absolutely was. And
if there's one thing I can do, I can clock a queen. And so I was like, that's Victoria. And I looked and I was like, that's Marmalade. And you were like, is it? And I was like, yes, it's Marmalade.
Yeah. Meanwhile, like off far in the distance outside, I could see the silhouette of Russell T Davies. I was like, that's Russell. I was like, I see him.
No, literally, that was your exact tone of voice. You just stood there. And also within earshot of the BAFTA team, you were like, there's Russell.
I was like, Russell's here. And because Russell's like anyway, it's exciting. It was an exciting here's Russell, but also like a nervous, like, oh my God, he's here. So
yeah. I think we were put at ease a little bit when we heard that Shooty wasn't going to be there. Obviously, it's disappointing. We would have loved the chance to speak to him. I think he's prepping for a play that he's doing in London at the moment.
He's doing The Importance of Being Earnest, and it starts in November.
Yes.
And I think he jokes on the Graham Norton show. He's like, I don't know all my lines yet. So I imagine there's a bit of a last-minute scramble to prep for that. And, I'd love to go and see him in that. I'm sure it's going to be great. It's a really good play.
Oh, I really want to see him. Yeah, I really want to see him in it. And I feel like it almost took an edge off the night. We were kind of very nervous, excited to speak to him. So when we knew that he wasn't going to be attending, we were like, okay, that's like a little bit of anxiety gone. But there were still obviously a few people we were really excited to speak to. And I think it's time. Should we start playing some interviews?
Yeah, let's do it. So we had the chance to speak to some big names in Doctor Who. You'll know who if you've been following us on the socials, which you certainly should be. And we're going to play those for you later in the episode. First of all, we're going to give you some of the other names that we just mentioned, their interviews, what it was like speaking to them as well, what it was like when they came over. So I was going to kick off by talking about Gwyneth Keyworth, who was presenter of the Breakthrough Cymru Award, and she's an actor herself. And she was so lovely. And that was our, I think, first interview of the night. And we'd been there kind of patiently waiting for kind of our people to turn up. Mm-hmm. And someone's like, oh, do you like Gwyneth? And I was like, oh, yes. And I'm like, oh, yes. We'll bring her over to you. And then someone tapping on the shoulder, I'm like, Gwyneth's here now. And then suddenly you've got someone next to you and it's a rush. You're like, quick, record.
Go.
Enter presenter mode. And she was really funny. Play the clip. Roll the clip.
Let's roll the clip.
Oh, hello. How nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you as well. I'm Alasdair. Nice to meet you.
I'm Gwyneth.
Lovely to meet you, Gwyneth. Are you looking forward to tonight?
Yes, I am. I'm slightly worried that I didn't remember my contact lenses. And I'm presenting.
I think I have a little bit of a teleprompter issue tonight.
Okay, so if I read the wrong name, it's not my fault.
You know what? If you need to, you can just ad-lib.
Yeah.
You can invent whatever you'd like to say.
Right, that's
You
it.
can pick a winner.
I could pick myself.
Like, oh, it's me.
It's me.
Great news.
Great news, guys. Don't worry about it.
What is it you like so much about the Welsh BAFTAs and seeing talent recognised that it's homegrown here in Wales?
I think the fact that, Wales we're top notch at it. We really are. There's huge project. If you look at what Bad Wolf are creating these days, it's a really exciting time for work in Wales. And we always do it. We're able to laugh at ourselves.
Yeah.
We celebrate the arts. And I think that we pack a large punch for a really small country, and having a night like tonight where you're just celebrating the amount of talent, and it's not just actors, it's not just presenters, it's the people behind screen. It's really exciting, and also gets to sometimes it's nice to give yourself a little tap on the back. We're doing all right.
Oh, absolutely. I think the industry here makes up 15%. I think of industry in Wales is creative industries now, so it's massive.
I didn't know
Absolutely
that.
massive.
That's
Absolutely
great.
huge.
Yeah.
So what are you excited to see recognised here tonight? Are there any particular projects? Anything you're looking forward to? Categories?
I think I obviously always want to see which actors come to the fore
Yeah.
and stuff, because that's just something I like to see. But it's I'm really excited. I am actually excited because I don't know who Breakthrough's going to be, so I can't wait for that.
Absolutely amazing. Well, we hope you have an amazing night.
Thank you.
Best of luck. You don't need it, but hope come through without the contacts.
Yes.
I have every faith in you.
Thank you. I need that tonight.
Have a fun time. Have a great night. We'll see you soon.
See you soon. Take care.
Take care.
Diolch yn fawr.
Thank you.
What a sweetheart. I just thought it was so funny
she
about
was
the contacts.
lovely.
You can just make it up.
I just love that she, I think she was a great person because you were the first person to interview out the two of us, and she was the first person we interviewed. And I think she was really great as well, putting us at ease, where she kind of made the joke about her contact lenses. And I could see you kind of be like, okay, this is fine.
This is
great.
going to
And
be
by the time
fine.
you came off the back, you were great.
Absolutely. I was like, okay, we're good.
Yes. And then I was really lucky because after you'd spoken to Gwyneth, I got the chance to speak to Lee Haven-Jones, who's the director. He was up for Best Director of Fiction for the series Passenger for Sister Pictures. And he was a real pleasure to speak to. Let's roll the clip.
How are you doing?
Good, I'm good, thank you very much.
Good. Congratulations on your nomination tonight. How do you feel?
Yeah, really good. Very happy to be in a category with three other directors who are really well known and are at the top of their game, so it's great.
Well, you're really well known on top of your game as well.
Very kind of you, thank you.
Now, we're here obviously at the company BAFTAs representing Welsh talent. How does it feel to be representing talent in and around Wales?
Yeah, great. I mean, it's a very important event, I think. It's good that we recognise what we do as a nation, and this is obviously the prime event in which to do that. So yeah, it's incredibly important, and I'm delighted. It's great to be nominated.
Well, I mean, you're going to have so much fun tonight around talent. Any familiar faces in the crowd for you?
Loads of familiar faces, yeah. It's a bit like going to work, in a good way.
This is just another day in the office for you.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a busman's holiday.
You
Yeah.
champion this dapper every day at work?
Definitely not. No.
Well, what's one of the things besides your own category you're most excited to see tonight?
It'll be interesting to see Mark Lewis-Jones, for example, receive his Lifetime Achievement Award. Mark and I have worked together previously on a couple of projects, and he's a rather lovely man and also an amazing talent, so it'll be really amazing to see that.
That's amazing. Well, congratulations tonight. Thank you so much for making the time today. I hope you have an amazing time.
Thank you very much. Diolch yn fawr. Diolch.
He was just such a lovely guy to speak to, really humble, really down to earth. And again, there's just an element as well, I think, we were talking about this before, when you're interviewing someone, they're excited, they're nervous, they're being nominated for something or they're presenting something. And it's like our job to make them calm and happy and feel like we're having a good chat. But I feel like he did exactly the same for me, so I was very grateful for that.
I said to you, it's easier when you've done one. Are we giving away too much behind the scenes? Are we being too real about being nervous?
Maybe.
But
I don't know.
It's interesting to know. He was great. He gave some really good answers there as well. And it's nice to let people have their moment and shine and feel really proud of their work as well and acknowledge how good it was. And then, yes, we were tapped on the shoulder for our third guest of the night, which was the cast of Casualty, which is a unique challenge because you then have 4 people to interview, and Casualty obviously wasn't one we'd prepped for, so we didn't have a bank of kind of Casualty questions in my head. So with that in mind, we entered the Casualty interview.
Yes. Hello. Good evening. Hello, Casualty. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Hello. We're with the cast of Casualty. Welcome to the BAFTAs. Congratulations as well on your nomination for Best Drama. Well done. How are you all feeling?
Feeling really hungry.
Really happy.
Excited.
I'm excited.
Over the mean. I mean, it's always nice for our show to be acknowledged, and we work really hard on it, and so it's great to be here. Yeah.
I have to agree.
Love it. Any familiar faces here tonight? Yeah, we've just arrived, haven't we? So
Yeah, loads actually. But I'm terrible. But I'm not really. I'm terrible with names. But I've like loads of faces. Yeah, loads of the cast from like there's a Netflix series.
Davies.
oh yes, of course. Very excited to see them. So what categories are you looking forward to seeing nominated later on as well? What awards are we looking forward to?
I love all like the best actors, supporting all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like the stuff you stayed up for when you're watching the Oscars as a kid.
Yeah. And when did you find out you got the nomination? What was your reaction when you found out?
Oh, buzzing.
We were so happy, weren't we?
So excited. It's an honour, like, each year. You don't expect to go up and then recognised, isn't it?
Yeah.
To fulfill the work
Also,
we do.
because this is the Welsh BAFTAs as well, it's really lovely to be recognised for doing work on Welsh soil, and work with amazing. But most of our crews, they're all Welsh, so it's really lovely to kind of be here and to represent them as well.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said.
The Welsh creative industry has been a real powerhouse. It's lovely to see so much get recognised here this year. Good luck tonight. Wishing you the very best. Have a lovely time.
Thank you so much. Have a great night. Thank you.
And that was the team at Casualty, which was great. Really fun to speak to them. They were having such a good time. They were in such good spirits. They were just, I think just loving being on the red carpet, and they were such a pleasure.
It was so clear they were just having such a great night. And I feel like, especially like the more guests we spoke to, we just realised that like it's such a lovely event because it's obviously such a celebration of Welsh talent and Welsh art, but it's also, and a guest said this later, I'll say about it later as well, it's a real melding pot of people who've been in the industry for a while and people who are just entering the industry, and it just felt like such a warm atmosphere there, and I really feel like that came through from the cast of Casualty as well.
Absolutely. And your guest, who you managed to get hold of, Owen Evans, spoke to some of that as well. He was the presenter of the whole show, and so he was really excited to get over as well. And he had a lovely pink corduroy suit on and some really sparkly shoes.
No, he was great. We sort of saw him from afar, and we said to one of the people on the event, we were like, do you think if he's not too busy, because there was also, we didn't say, there's like separate sections. There's a section of interviewers for TV, a section of interviewers radio, and a section of interviewers for like online people, which was us. And I was like, look, he's a busy guy, he's hosting the entire event, but do you think there'd be a chance? And this woman who was working there with us, she was like, we're going to do it, we're going to get him. And he got brought over, and I had the chance to have a chat with him, and he was so lovely. Let's listen to the clip.
Hey, lovely to meet you. How are you doing?
Yeah, good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Well, I'm glad to grab you and see you running up and down there. You must be a popular man tonight.
Not at all. Yeah, I mean, it's a busy night. And what a great evening, BAFTA Cymru, really important, BAFTA really important, and what a great night to celebrate film and TV in Wales, which is really strong.
It's so strong. I mean, you're no stranger to presenting, but presenting the Cymru BAFTAs, how do you feel?
Oh my gosh, well, it definitely adds another level of pressure, darling. It's like, it's more than just, it's not any old award ceremony, it's not any old show, it's BAFTA Cymru. So, and even just looking at we're on this massive red carpet at the moment, you and I.
It is huge.
And you keep seeing people coming in and you're like, oh, it's them, oh, it's them, oh, it's them.
Yeah.
So it's a star-studded event celebrating people in front of the camera and, of course, behind the camera. I'm just, I'm really excited to just seeing all the people who are nominated.
Yes.
We've got a long list of nominees and everyone is on that list because they've done something sensational and they've done something outstanding. So whether or not you leave here with a BAFTA trophy in your hand or not, just being here and just getting to that stage is just incredible.
Getting in the room is such an incredible achievement itself.
Yeah.
But talking of sensational outstanding, I can't not talk about the
Oh,
outfits
thank
tonight.
you.
I can't not. The shoes, I don't know they're in shot. The shoes, I've seen everyone talk about them. Oh, there you go.
That was the bottom of the shoe. There we go.
Look at the shoes. There you go. What was your thought putting this together?
So it's black tie.
Yes.
But when you're on the stage, you can kind of blur the lines a bit with that. So as you can see, I'm not wearing black, nor am I wearing a bow tie or a tuxedo. But I am wearing a pink corduroy double-breasted suit with a bow And of course, I love brooches. I collect brooches.
Oh wow!
So this is a brooch that I love.
Yeah, it really does tie the whole piece together. I think it's a gorgeous outfit. And to be honest, I'm glad you're not black tie. I want you to be on that stage shining just as you are.
Oh well, listen, you must absolutely go for the pink corduroy suit.
Go for the pink corduroy. Well, thank you so much for your time. And I hope you have an amazing, good luck tonight.
Thank you so much. Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you too. Thank you.
What a superstar.
He is so wonderful, isn't he? He was so great. Such a good host for the night. Lovely, lovely Owen.
He was so great. Owen was amazing. He did such a great job as well of hosting the BAFTAs. And his outfit, I know you can't see it in this podcast, but it's on the socials. Go have a look. His shoes, every single interview I saw speak to him was talking about the shoes. I kept looking and I was like, get the shoes, baby, get the shoes. And he was such a treasure. He was so, so lovely.
He was really fabulous. And I love what he said as well about the fact that getting the nomination, being in that room, being in a team with people who are being recognised at this level is such an honour in itself. And this whole event, I mean, I keep wheeling out stats that you'll probably hear twice in this, but doing the research for this, I mean, it's absolutely bananas. The creative industry in Wales has completely exploded, and it is growing faster in Wales than anywhere else in the UK outside of London. And after that, Bristol. Mm-hmm. And the creative industry has just exploded because there's so much great investment happening in it there. And like you said, events like this that put that in the spotlight is so important to do.
Yeah, so, so important. And it was really lovely to get to interview a mix of people. So some of them were recipients of awards, some people nominated, and some people hosting. I was lucky, again, like I said, saw them from across the room. Victoria Scone of Drag Race fame came up to us to have a chat, and she was so much fun. Here's the clip from Victoria.
How are you?
I'm good, thank
you. Would you like me?
I would love you, of
Amazing.
course. Victoria, you look amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. How are you feeling being here at the Comedy BAFTAs?
Very excited.
Yeah.
Very somehow underdressed. I don't know how that works.
I don't find that
because
at all.
everyone looks amazing. That's the only thing. Normally it's just me.
See, normally you're the best person in the room, and here you still are, along with many other incredibly looking.
But everyone else looks incredible. Well, here's my drag daughter Marmalade.
Stunning as
looking
well.
Stunning.
That's amazing. How do you
Close
feel
up.
with your drag daughter in the latest season?
I'm so proud.
Proud mother?
Proud mother. She's doing Wales. So proud. She's doing incredible. I cannot say too much because I'm the worst. I spoil everything, so you must stay tuned.
I was going to ask, you have to be pretty tight-lipped about it.
Well, yes, all of those lips. Has to be very sorry. That's so rude of me.
How does it feel watching her journey on the screen as opposed to you being there on screen?
Yes, well, I feel bitterly jealous that I wish I could go back and not break my knee. Ironically, I'm on a crutch again.
I was going to ask, how are you feeling tonight?
Great, but I was knocked off a bike by a car last week.
No!
I know.
Are you feeling okay?
Yes, no. I'm on great painkillers.
Well, this is what you want. You're making it work, though, honestly. It's a great accessory to the outfit.
It's a bit high fashion, you know.
Exactly.
I do have my Diamante one still from season 3, but it's in my storage unit, so I couldn't go and get it because I've got a bloody injury.
No, but it matches your shoes quite nicely.
It does. It matches the shoe. Yes, get the shoes, Mum. Yeah, and the ring.
And the ring, of course. That is an incredible ring. I love it. No, I love it. It's okay. I'm an awful interviewer, so we match quite well.
Oh, there we go. We're perfect.
Oh, bless you. Well, thank you so much for having a chat with me and having a lovely night, both of you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Lovely Victoria.
Loved her. I've been a fan of Victoria's work for so long. She was in season 3 of Drag Race UK and in season 2 of Canada versus the World. And she has just been one of the most incredible performers to watch and to see her journey grow. And I didn't realise that Marmalade, who's on the current season, is her drag daughter. So that was really, she told me that during the clip and I was like, right, okay, good to know. And then we talked about her being a proud mother. And it was so lovely to get the chance to chat with her.
She was really funny as well. I just love the way she approached with her crutch coming over and was like, hello. Just the way she speaks, her cadence is really, really funny as well. But it was great. You guys just had like a nice instant familiarity with one another as well. You both seemed so relaxed talking to each other, which was so much fun. And Marmalade was kind of like lingering in the background. So much like, there's Marmalade over there. And Marmalade would kind of give us a wave in the background. So, and if you want to go and have a look at that interview and see that little wave for yourself, go and have a look at our socials where you can watch that interview for yourself and many more.
Yes. There's one thing you can't see in the video clip. It's so funny when we were talking about her outfit and she was saying about how she has a bejeweled crutch but she wasn't using it, and I was like, I was loving her outfit, I was talking about her shoes, then she was like, yes, and my ring. I don't know if you could see this, you can't really tell in the clip, but it spells, I'll spell it, I won't say it, just spells DYKE. And I look and I just have a moment, you can see it if you watch the clip, and I just kind of go, oh my god. And she's like, I'm a terrible person to interview, and I'm like, don't worry, I'm a terrible interviewer. It was so funny.
Oh, she was lovely. She was brilliant. Then I want to come on to another one of yours. I want to come back to another one from you. because this was such an unexpected interview and you carried it beautifully. H from Steps. And at that point, it was so like, why not? And at this point, we were getting guests who I felt like just felt so us. I was like, this is a correct Wholala guest lineup. Like, it was almost like our version of the Graham Norton couch. I was like, yeah,
yes!
Owen Wynne-Evans, H from Steps, and Victoria Scone. Like, that's who we would have on the Wholala couch for this tonight.
I feel like this was correct. I know, there were certain people that just really fit Wholala, I think, outside of Doctor Who. And yeah, H from Steps, I saw him as soon as he walked in the room. Like I said, he had this real sort of bouffanty purple sort of like cape thing, and he just looked incredible. Like, everyone's eyes turned to him. He was the only person I saw they filmed like a kind of catwalk for. Like, he was walking up and down the red carpet getting a catwalk, and he was such a pleasure to talk to. Let's roll the clip on H.
That's fine. Hi. Lovely to meet you. How are you doing?
Really good, thank you, yeah.
You look incredible. I know you must have everyone telling you it, but you walked in.
Well, no, I'll take it because I don't get out much, so it's fine.
Honestly, you walked in the room and everyone turned around, they were like,
oh, bless
that's incredible. Oh, how are you feeling tonight?
Good, yeah, it feels well. It's a night off my kids.
There you go.
But I love my kids dearly, but I also have to remind myself that I'm a person as well, and I deserve a glass of champagne.
You deserve a glass of champagne, deserve a nice night out looking like this. Yeah. It must be incredible. I mean, coming here at the BAFTA Cymru, surrounded by such incredible talent. Yeah. It is fantastic. What does it mean to you to have a specific event like this for Welsh talent, Welsh filmmaking?
Well, you've hit the nail on the head. I love that it celebrates the amazing melting pot of talent that we've got. I have so many friends in the room.
And you'll all be in another room in a minute.
Welsh and English, because we're inclusive. Shall I come right?
Exactly.
What I love about an event like this is that it celebrates homegrown talent, and I have so many friends in the room that I've known for decades, but also people that are just starting out. It's just this magical, creative, warm space tonight. It's gorgeous.
It really is. You can really feel that as well. I think the homogenous industry, people who've been in the industry for years, people who are just coming in. For anyone who wants to come into the entertainment industry, what's one piece of advice you might give them?
I would say keep going, because the game has changed and you don't have to knock on doors anymore. You can put your work out there and it can be seen.
Exactly. Well, look, thank you so much for your time and have an amazing night tonight.
You're welcome.
Lovely to meet you. Lovely to meet you. And enjoy the night.
And that was Ian Watkins, H from Steps. Oh, it was he was just so lovely.
He was great. And you two got interrupted by the announcement to please take your seats. Please take your seats in the auditorium. Came on at several points, and he danced his way through that, just like, oh, I'm just going to let you. And my next interview, she just powered through, and luckily it didn't really come out too bad in the sound. You will hear it, but my next guest didn't pause.
We paused, let it pass. But H was just such a pleasure to speak to. I don't really know if they go by H anymore. Obviously their name's Ian Watkins, so I don't know whether they go by H or not. But the woman who was one of the event, or one of the women running the event, she said, she's like, do you want to have a chat with H from Steps? And I feel like that's now their surname, from Steps.
Well,
H
I think
from Steps.
on their Insta, he's called H from Steps.
Ian H. Watkins.
That is the handle. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, introducing then the first of the two Docky Who people that I spoke to. I didn't mean to steal the Docky Who people from Sam. That was not my master plan to go like, well, I'm going to take Julian Russell. But it just happened that way. And we spoke to them at different points. They weren't together. And
they sort of came in together. I thought that you were going to speak to them together at one point.
There was a gap, yes. Who was it you spoke to? The order we've announced isn't quite the true one. There was, I think you did one more interview right before.
I was speaking to Victoria. So you spoke to Russell before I spoke to Victoria. And then I was speaking to Victoria, and immediately I finished the interview, turn around, and Julie Gardner's right behind me waiting to be interviewed. So then I kind of like passed the mic to you, and you're like, right, okay, we're going.
Now, I was told that we might be interviewing Jane Tranter, and so I was poring over Jane Tranter interviews and digging through and looking for kind of like, oh, what's Jane been saying? And Jane is brilliant, because Jane's a real visionary and unbelievably top of her game and really knows the industry inside out. And so I really wanted to bring some really smart questions, and I had some really, really clever questions. I felt like easy, good, smart questions down on my cue card. And then when I met Julie face to face, they all just completely fell out of my head, and I completely went off on a different tangent.
Oh, but it was so good.
She was good. So she turned up with Russell. They were very much, each other's date for the night, which was nice. And Russell, you'll hear, says in this interview, like, we were very much here for Julie tonight. It's her award. It's her night. And she was just an angel. Like, first thing, when she made a real like, hi, I'm Julie, very handshaky, very kind of like, she was really genuine. She was really kind. She made me feel very relaxed. She seemed really grateful for kind of the thanks, or she seemed really grateful for the congratulations. And I wish we could have had longer. I really like her.
No, she was just amazing. She was so lovely, so friendly from the get-go. And it just, what I loved about her, and you'll hear it in the interview. Well, I don't want to spoil it, actually. You know what? Roll the clip. Let's listen to the clip.
Roll the clip.
Very nice to meet you, I'm Alasdair.
Hi, Alasdair.
Pleasure to meet you.
You look very familiar.
I look familiar, I'm pleased. That's good. I don't think we have met yet, but lovely to meet you. Nice to meet you as well. We're Wholala, we're a Doctor Who podcast. You'll be glad to hear. Another one. Excellent. And congratulations, first and foremost. You've been recognised tonight with a Lifetime Achievement Award, which is incredible. So how does that feel receiving that tonight? When did you find out?
I found out about 2 months ago, maybe 6 weeks, I'm not sure. And I was just delighted. It's so nice to be back in Wales. You know, this has been the place where so much history's happened for me, so many shows, and obviously Doctor Who, which changed my life. It changed the course of my career. So it's wonderful to be back and see so many crew who are up for different awards tonight. But such a long history with Wales.
Absolutely. And Bad Wolf Studios, 6 nominations tonight. Very exciting. What do you see as the vision for Bad Wolf in Wales as well?
Oh, the vision is always job creation. It's looking at the creative community here, knowing how talented people are both in front and behind the cameras, and just wanting to do more and more locally and, you know, train people for the future.
Absolutely exciting. And we've got a new project on the way, a mini-series, The War Between the Land and the Sea. What excites you about that project as we start to kick that off?
Oh my God, I cannot give any spoilers. No. Out of the corner of my eye, I can see Russell T Davies ahead on the red carpet, and he'll just twitch. He'll just feel like a tremor. He'll know. So my lips have to be sealed, but I have to tell you, it is really exciting. It looks beautiful. Brilliant. The cast, led by Russell Tovey and Gugu Mbatha-Raw, are fantastic. Obviously, Gemma Redgrave. It's just wonderful to have that talent back.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations again. Wonderful achievement. I hope you have a lovely night. Have a good time.
Thank you. Nice to see you. Thank you.
So that was Julie Gardner. And I snuck in a question there about the war between the land and the sea, but I was trying very much to not...
You're very cheeky.
I didn't want to look like I was fishing for
fishing
spoilers. Way. And I've been making a real effort actually to not... I muted all the kind of Doctor Who set report leaks ages ago because I just found that for the last season, I felt like I knew way too much going in. And this time I'm going in blind, apart from a few things that have unfortunately found their way to me about season 2. And I don't know very much at all about the war between the land and the sea beyond like the official press releases. So my question, I meant to kind of ask more about like what's exciting about that, not just in terms of like, you know, what's exciting about that story? Wink, like give me a hint.
Yeah.
It was meant to be more like, you know, doing another Doctor Who series, doing 2 at once now. Production-wise, what's exciting about that? But, you know, she gave a really funny answer to that. Spoiler-free. And I'm really, really excited to see it. Beautifully shot. I can really imagine it will be.
Oh, it's going to be so good. And what I was alluding to before we played the clip is I love that she said, she was like, oh, I think I recognise you. And you're like, oh, I don't think we've met. And she was like, oh, it's nice to make a new friend.
Yes.
And I just thought that was so lovely.
Yes, that was really nice of her. I wonder where she recognised me from. How funny. I'm like, I don't know where.
Wholala, Doctor Who podcast.
Right. And then... And then we come on to the big man. We come on to Russell T Davies. And now I've now met Russell a couple of times. I met him once in Manchester, and it was very kind of just, you know, a very brief meeting of like, oh, well, thank you so much. I love you, Russell. And then once again, after his Radio 4 Desert Island Discs recording, and we were with, you know, our mutual friend of the pod, Josh, and Russell always recognises Josh, and Josh was with us, and he was like, oh, Josh, hello. And I was like, I'm here. Of course he wouldn't remember me. And anyway, so this was actually the 3rd time, and I was like, this time he'll know. And we've been like kidding ourselves a bit, like I think clowning over the last year, like maybe he's checked out Wholala at some point. Anyway, so in this clip you hear, he says, who are you? And at that moment, I felt so like, oh my God, cringe. I didn't introduce us. And it was like, you know, I was like, oh, do you mean like, who are you? Like, who are you to be interviewing me? And I was like, we're Wholala, Doctor Who podcast. Like, which one is that? And I was like, And I was like, oh, the one for the gays and the days. And he was like, oh, hooray. And he took well to that. And from that point, we were off. You'll hear it now.
Hello. Hello, good evening, Russell. How are you doing?
Good, thanks. Very nice to see you. Hello.
Welcome to BAFTA Cymru. How are you feeling
Thank you.
tonight?
Excited. Very nice to be here. I can see drag queens behind you. It's a good night out.
It's going well. We've got 5 nominations for Doctor Who tonight.
Yeah.
including
So
one
who
for
are you?
yourself. We're Wholala, a Doctor Who podcast.
Oh, right. Which one are you?
We're the one for the gays and the theys.
Hooray!
Wholala, yeah. We're the queer one.
Wholala,
The
I
fruity
see.
one. Very exciting to see you here. How are you feeling about your nomination for Best Writer tonight?
Good. It's lovely for the rest of it. I mean, to be absolutely honest, I'm also executive producer on a drama called Men Up, written by Matt Barry, and I think he should win, and I think he will. So I've got to be honest, I love him, and
You're willing to give this one away?
Well, he's one of my proteges, and I've mentored him for years, and that's such a Welsh script. It's about Welsh people, a piece of Welsh history. It was about the development of Viagra in Swansea in 1979. I can't remember the dates. 69. Anyway, so I forgive me, Wholala, but I'm also flying that flag tonight, and it's such a Welsh piece. I think that's what Welsh BAFTAs are for.
Yes, and all of this is about recognising Welsh talent as well and homegrown talent here and showcasing that. How does it feel as well to be a Welshman and celebrated at this level as well, at BAFTA Wales specifically, Best Writer?
Well, it's lovely because it's, I think you know already that Julie Gardner's getting an honour. That's really why we're here. That's for Julie getting an honorary award.
Yes.
And, we came here in 2005 when there was already a very brilliant Welsh industry, but unseen by a lot of the country. They'd kind of get one drama a year on network BBC, and that was it. A lot of Welsh language stuff that wouldn't get seen, of course, outside Wales. So we knew there was enormous talent there, and we made it our life's work to get that seen. And the effect has been absolutely enormous. We're literally nominated for Doctor Who tonight for editor is Tim Hodges, who edited Wild Blue Yonder. He was our runner in 2004. He'd drive me about. He'd take me to and fro to the train station, and he saw television production and did many jobs and decided which job he wanted to get and became an editor. And now he's an award-winning editor. So over 20 years, you can see it paying off. It's really amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Welsh industry has grown so much. I think 15% of Welsh industry is now the creative industry, which is so exciting. That's what I've heard.
Wow,
I think I might be with facts. I know. I've been looking up. I've been listening to Jane Tranter on that one. If we can find her as well.
Yeah, the amount of money Doctor Who's brought in, and it's important to say that. What I just said about, I know if you're outside the industry trying to get in, that story I just told about Tim Hodges could make you sigh and roll your eyes thinking, I wish I was that man, and how'd you get in there, how'd you do that? But you can. There was nothing, he wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth. He simply tried, and we reach out to the community. We get runners from nearby communities. There's a runner on the Wall Between who a week before we started production was working in the bar, and he got our job. David, a lovely runner. And there's we have that SAW organisation that works out of Bad Wolf Studios and in Wales that is specifically invented to get people from the community into television, people especially from working class and diverse backgrounds. So we are doing a lot. We do. I sleep at night. We pay it forward.
Thank God.
I know, you try.
Good. Well, have a wonderful night. Best of luck. Or not. No, not at all. I've been told to wrap you up. I'd let you go on forever, but lovely to meet you. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Wonderful. See you later.
He's like such a titan of television.
He's larger than life.
He's larger than life. And the other thing we haven't said there is we were actually his first interview. So like we said, we had this circuit going on, and there was like TV, there was radio, there was, online channels like ours, and we got first dibs because we were obviously there for Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And so they brought Russell straight to us, and I think that's probably partly why Russell was like, "Who are you?" You probably think like, "I thought I was going to meet like the BBC, and this is not that." And but he was really nice, and it was great. At the end, you also can't hear this. We were getting the signal of like, "Wrap it up." And you were asked, like, does he have a signal to wrap it up? And you were like,
bless him.
You were like, oh, he knows. And I was trying to find a way to stop him with my eyes.
It was so quick because he was just chatting with you for so long, and it was lovely, and great for us. It was lovely to hear him, but there were a couple of people at the BAFTAs who were a bit like, okay, he has other places to be.
Okay, the ceremony is starting in like not that long, and there's a lot of people to talk to. So we got like twice as long with him as we really should have done, which was fantastic. He's so chatty. I would have loved to have a real proper sit down with him. But, always really grateful. It was, I think, clear as well that he didn't want to focus on Doctor Who. He really wanted to focus on like the event itself and the other nominees. And he wanted to talk about Julie, and he wanted to talk about other people he thought were great in his category. Which was great. And it was nice to just kind of run with that and just ask him more about that, because he's clearly really passionate about that. That's why Doctor Who is in Wales, is really because of him and Julie and Bad Wolf and Jane trying to bring it here in 2005. So it was great to talk about that, and just very cool that we can now add to our roster. Like, you know what, we've kicked off, you know, our next batch of 100 episodes. Episode 101 features Julie Gardner and Russell T Davies.
That is bananas to me. It's so amazing. I'm so grateful that we were offered this opportunity, and it just, we came back for this weekend because literally, like, we've only just come back from the weekend, and I you know, we're back in our regular lives and back in my bedroom, you know, recording Wholala with you, and it's just bananas to me that, like, when I think about 2 years ago, you know, the last episode we just did was episode 100. We sort of reflected on the 2 years that we've been doing Wholala, and we knew this opportunity was potentially in the works, but it hadn't been confirmed. So when we were talking about things that we'd done and things that were being done, we didn't want to, you know, jinx it and talk too much about it. But it's just so mad to think in the last 2 years we've been doing this podcast, and we now are so lucky to get opportunities to speak to people like this, and it just makes me so excited to see the future of Wholala and see who we're going to speak to next.
I'm very excited. This could be it, though. This could be the highest we go.
This might be it. This could be all. And
very
if it is,
happy.
I'm grateful.
We are just returning to normal scheduled programming next week, which will be, as we did originally promise, we'll be doing one of each of the first 5 Doctors, building up to a rewatch of the 5 Doctors.
Yes.
We will not be joined by Peter Davison at the end. Or will we?
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe
we'll reach out to his people.
Maybe we'll have Tegan. Maybe we'll... Is Tegan's not in that, is she? Is Tegan, she's not in...
Yeah, she is.
She's
in
in.
5 Doctors.
We'll have Tegan. We're going to be joined by Janet Fielding for the 5th episode. No, but yes.
Well, if anyone here knows Carol Ann Ford, please reach out to us, because we're doing an Unearthly Child next week. There was one moment where Alistair saw something from a distance and he was like, is that Carol Ann Ford? And I was like, no. And he was like, okay. And then he saw something else and you were like, is that Louise Jameson? And I was like, no, it's not. You just started seeing companions.
I promise from the back, they looked like Carol Ann Ford and Louise Jameson. I wasn't totally delirious. At this point in time, yes, I'm delirious. I've got a crazy sleep debt, and I'm running on adrenaline still. I woke up after the event, still like having dreams, like, oh my God, we haven't prepped all the cards yet. We're not ready for the interviews yet. And so my body hasn't quite like realized that it's done. But it was great. It was so great. What an opportunity. And we're both very grateful to have been given it as well. The team at, like we say, the team at BAFTA Cymru was so organized, so kind. We're like unbelievably grateful that they had us in mind for the interviews as well, and I think we just wanted to do a really good job for them, and produce something really worthwhile to like say like, look, we did it, we can do it.
Yeah, that was my big thing, is that I wanted to make sure that what we were doing served them well as well. I wanted to make good content for Wholala, but I wanted to make good content for BAFTA Cymru as well, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity, and I hope that the content that we've made and the people we were lucky enough to speak to serves them well as well. I'm hoping that the content is as good as we think it is.
And outside of that, we did make content specifically for Wholala listeners, don't you worry, which is a lot of ridiculous content we filmed.
Oh, it's so
around the
silly.
bay. Sarah Jane Adventures inspired stuff from our visit to Bannerman Road. You can tell that we're not quite in our right minds for a lot of that content, but we hope it makes you giggle.
Exactly. It was honestly such a fun weekend. We've been saying, like I said, for years that we're going to do this Wales trip, and I'm so glad to have finally done it and had a real reason to be there as well. It did mean that the middle day, like the first day we were there was like real like silly, goofy fun. The second day we were like, today's the day.
Today's the day.
And then the day that we were heading home, we were like, oh no, this is silly fun, and we were running around. But yeah, I was just so grateful to spend so much time with you and get to make some stuff for the pod.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we hope you enjoyed it very much. We hope we did. I hope we did you proud, dear listener. What did you think? Feel free to drop into our DMs and let us know.
Exactly. Well, like Alistair said, we'll be going back to regularly scheduled programming next week, where we'll be watching An Unearthly Child, which I'm so excited. I've not seen this one in a while, so I'm excited to give it a watch for the pod. But in the meantime, shoot us your suggestions for future episodes. You can tweet us or message us on all of our platforms at Wholala Pod. We're talking X, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. You can rewatch old episodes of the podcast on our YouTube channel, also Wholala Pod, or you can email us. It's wholalapod@gmail.com.
It is. If you enjoyed this episode, you can rate us 5 stars. You can follow this podcast wherever you listen, and that means you get notifications when new episodes come out. You can find us on Coffee and buy us a coffee, ko-fi coffee, and you can share this episode with a friend. And special call out this week, we'd love you to go and have a look on TikTok, on Instagram, at the content we posted from BAFTA Cymru. Have a look at those interviews, see what you think, and maybe give them a cheeky like and a cheeky repost, because we'd be very grateful for that. Let's ratio the big media.
Bring it to the man. We're going to bring it to the man. Well, thank you so much for listening as always, and we will see you next week.
We'll see you very soon. Have a lovely, restful week, as we intend to.
Oh, I'm going to bed right now. Good night.
Good night.